Better Man for me is a story about love. It's a love story. It's a love of not boy meets girl, but someone accepting themselves and trying to love themselves for who they are and bettering themselves. Pardon the pun. I loved every minute of it. I grew up wanting to do musical theatre, wanting to be a pop star. It was a pop star I wanted to do when I was a kid. So to have that moment with the mic, doing the Robbie flip with the mic, and belting out was it was a dream. We were both leaving set and we just bumped into each other. We had 20 minutes outside and we were just talking like two guys, two regular Joes, talking about family and football and gym and the process and whatnot in Australia. And it was a side to him that I hadn't seen because I was never within that circle. And it was a really useful 20 minutes for me because I got to see this more intimate, this more considered person that isn't always on. And it showed to me that when he goes on stage, he comes alive. People, when I was telling them that I'd got this role, the first thing that they just prick up at is Michael Gracey, director of Greatest Showman. And he's such a collaborator. The scenes that we've done so far, he has his vision. He knows exactly what he's got a layout, he's got a plan, he's got almost a blueprint for all the scenes. But he's more than willing for you to riff and to play. And if I have an impulse, he's the first person to be like, follow it, let's see where it goes. And we've had some really magical moments from that. But to have someone who cares so much about a project only makes you and everyone else want to care about it more as well. I think the audience is really going to enjoy a performance in this. We're going to see a much more fragile side to Alison that we haven't seen in a long, long time. We know for Gavin Stacey for a big comedy role, whereas this is much more delicate. It's much more about the heart, I think, and I think it's going to really blow people away, what she's doing. It shows how big a thing this movie is because Steve's been working for 30, 40 years and he said he's never done anything like this, and so it was kind of refreshing and really comforting for me to hear someone with his esteem, someone with his experience to say how I was feeling. And we've had some great moments together. He breaks your heart and pisses you off at the same time with his character. He's found such variation within that role that he's kind of the guy that you love to hate to love. You're still rooting for, even though he's made some terrible decisions, and that can only be a credit to the layers that he's found within his performance. I was doing some scenes with Kate, and I went over to watch the panel afterwards just to watch her close up, and she just brings such human emotion to her scenes. Nothing looks performed, nothing looks put on. Everything looks so just considered and heartfelt, and yeah, she's Kate Mulvaney, and I hold her in the highest regards. I think people that don't know his music are going to be introduced to a whole new star for them, and the people that do know his music and they're going to be reminded of how brilliant it is with a whole new context and a whole new setting, and hopefully for them it's like listening into it for the first time because we've got a whole new story behind it.